Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, President, Madam Secretary of State, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your contributions. A number of comments and opinions which varied quite widely, but I can understand that we can continue our dialogue on the state of the rule of law in all member states. And as you know, I'm at the disposal of your Parliament on this. I'm available to be in the plenary, in committees, or any other format you should so desire. Now, on the situation in Spain more particularly, I'd like to reiterate that we appreciate the will of the Spanish authorities to have a dialogue with the Commission on the form for the future. I would nevertheless like to underscore the importance of making sure that all reforms necessary are carried out in terms of independence and efficiency of the judiciary, fight against corruption, the freedom of the media, and the balance of powers, and to have these implemented specifically. And on this point, the Commission has issued a number of recommendations to the Spanish authorities in its report on the rule of law from last July. We'll continue to follow the situation of the rule of law in Spain, as with all other member states, and this is valid also pertaining to recent developments on the amnesty law. And on that point, we're in close cooperation with the Spanish authorities, but also in more general terms. We will be working on this in the framework of preparing the 2024 report on the state of the rule of law. Coming back to the amnesty bill, the debate and analysis of this text is going to happen primarily in Spain through the constitutional Spanish procedures, and obviously, first and foremost, through the Spanish Parliament. The EU Commission, as guardian of the treaties, will analyse, as I said, the bill and the drafts put before Parliament to ensure that this is compatible with European Union law. And I'd like to thank those who've taken the floor from various groups for having recalled that there is indeed a link to Union law. Because on the one hand, you have to look at the compatibility with Article 2 of the Treaty on the European Union on values, which are part and parcel of the European Union, but also parts of criminal law at EU level, and that's been said by different groups who've taken the floor here. As the guardian of the treaties, the Commission then has to act to ensure there is that compatibility. The state of law is something that, the rule of law, is something that unites us. And we are going to be independent and objective in our analysis of all this, looking at the proposals that have been put forward, of course, but also looking at the amendments that could come along the parliamentary path and all the texts that may, in one shape or another, put into action the political intention of the forming of the Spanish government. You've raised a number of other issues that we haven't seen written down in black and white in the text that we've received, however. And obviously we'll conclude our analysis once a final text has been adopted by the Spanish Parliament. I'd like to underscore that, and I'm convinced that we'll have occasions in the future to discuss this situation, but I reiterate that the Commission will carry out its analysis, as it does with all member states, on an equal footing, using the same criteria, the same methodologies, and also producing conclusions that you'll be able to compare with any others that you may want to look at, because we're looking at a situation in a specific member state. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to give the floor to the Council, Secretary of State Moreno Bau. The floor is yours, please.